Melanated family, what's going on, man? This is your brother Harrison. Brand new episode of the Melanated Convo podcast. And on this episode, I got a special guest, y'all. I got somebody that I've been rocking with for years. Finally got him on the show. So we're going to have a great interview today. I'm happy to be back in the building. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, go to the Melanated Convo to check out all the new content. Now, first thing I want to say before we get started, family, this Tuesday, August 30th, this Tuesday at 6:30, I'm going to be on my sister Felicia K's talk show. First Lady Point of View talk show. I'll be on a talk show this Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you got Comcast, Xfinity, it's going to be on channel 1718. If you have AT&T Uverse, it's channel 14. But it's also available on the Fire Stick, the Amazon Fire Stick, Apple Fire Stick, Roku TV Fire Stick. So you can get the show everywhere. I'm excited. This sister has come a long way. I had her on my platform maybe a year and a half ago, and just to see her progress is a beautiful thing, family. So your boy going to be on TV on Tuesday, man. So I need y'all to tune in. You feel me? That's going to be this Tuesday at 6:30. Now,
yes,
for my guest, like I always say, I always make it a point to mention where I'm from, right? Like I'm from Sacramento, California, and we got a lot of history like everybody else as far as our music scene, as far as the streets that we have in our city. And I'm proud of all that to a degree. You know what I mean? But this brother, I've been knowing this brother since high school, man. This brother is a CEO of his own label. Needed Now Records is his own independent label that he's been pushing for years. He dropped the label, and I've been watching the movement for 20-something years now. Now, after the label, I seen the brother pivot and recreate himself with the Sac Report magazine, which is a magazine here that's distributed in the Northern California area, but I'm sure he be reaching other people as well that highlight Black-owned businesses, highlight entrepreneurs, entertainers. This is a pivotal part of our culture here in my city at this point. Then the brother came with the Needed Now clothing line, right? So he's progressively reinvented himself to make sure he stay involved in his movement. So I like to present everybody, no other than the brother JDK, the Underboss. How you doing, man?
Man, I am feeling blessed, man. On this Saturday morning, I woke up, you know what I'm saying? My album come out Friday. Shouts out to Felicia K again, because I was also featured one of the first prototypes that she had on that show.
Mm-hmm.
The independent Black woman, that's dope. You can also catch me on if you didn't catch the episodes, it ran like 6 times in the beginning. You can go, like he said, on Roku and ATVerse and every platform that it's on, and catch up on that. Man, I'm feeling good, man. The Sac Report we doing, actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because we have an event coming up September 11th, which is going to be open to the public. We're going to, on a private invite level to mediate and kind of get rid of the riffraff. But we'll have some good people out there, some great networks to celebrate our 25th issue, which is an anniversary issue. Felicia K and Shireen and Swag, Adrian Richardson, Laquana, Mighty Mike, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's a part of that brand that makes the makeup for it. DJ Luke, shouts out to Rolling Papers, one of our sponsors. We just independent right now. I'm just grinding, bro, and I'm trying to keep everything in order and keep that positive energy going throughout the city for anybody that may need these outlets, you know what I'm saying, and everything that we have going. Sac Report is still an open window.
Mm-hmm.
And the hustle and the grind is the everyday thing. It ain't no timeouts on what I do pretty much as an independent entrepreneur. Being Black, it's not easy stepping in some of these doors, but I'm very fearless, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to business relationships and create a new agenda, you know what I'm saying, for myself and everybody around me, so we can skate through these doors and knock shit down and do what we need to do.
Definitely. And I've witnessed you do that, like on a first-hand basis, and just seeing everything you do on social media. I'm just completely tapped in to your platform. So I see everything you do on, bro. But what I want to do for my audience, right, from everybody who may not be from Sacramento, right? This brother has a long history in my city, musically and otherwise, you know what I mean? So I want to go back to the beginning a little bit. Now, I know you're from Sacramento, but tell me about your history in the Bay Area. Did you live in the Bay at all when you were like a young dude?
I was actually born in Oakland.
Okay.
And born in Oakland, California. A lot of my family are natives from Oakland. and I was one of the pieces of the family members that, kind of our section, we transitioned to the SAC, and we became the SAC brand in the early 80s. You know what I'm saying? We moved up here, 85, 86, you know what I'm saying? Came to the Meadowview area, me and my brothers, my relative, Big Tate, Big Drugs was already there. So we kind of already had a foundation in the gardens and in that Meadowview community over there. And you know what I'm saying? That's been home ever since. I kind of lived in different sections throughout Sacramento. So I was able to familiarize with different communities growing up, going to different high schools. And, I went to Wussy Wood, I went to Hiram Johnson, I went to Howe Avenue, I went to Dyer Kelly, I went to Burbank, and different junior highs and them different high schools going to have you in different neighborhoods and different hoods. So you're going to stand up or you're going to fall down, and I pretty much stood up at all the local, Sacramento high schools. Me and you, we did Burbank. I didn't like, I wanted to use these hands on niggas. So they end up putting me out of there, you know what I mean? The ninth grade freshman, and then I was sent off to Hiram Johnson, to deal with that area of youth that was growing up in that community, which was a mixed capsule of Midtown, East Side, you know what I mean? Whatever. I just put my back against the wall and did what JDK do wherever he go. And I built actually a lot of friends from, moving around, you know what I mean? In these different, school districts and stuff like that. But anywhere, my feet landed, I've always had great relationships. The Bay, still to this day, you know what I mean? They never forgot that my birth certificate said Oakland. So when I crossed the bridge, you know what I'm saying? I got a key to the city over there. You know what I mean? When I'm in this section over here, it's all about respect. So I earned that, bro. My brother Roop Dog, for those of you who don't know, was one of the first to put it down out here in Sac. I learned a lot from that experience, you know what I mean? 11, 12 years old, growing up under that umbrella, him and my bro. And we all thugged it out, which inspired a lot of more people that you hear today in the Sacramento community that's rapping. Like a lot of that under our umbrella because we was the first. I wasn't the second or the third. Like I was one of the first young guys in Northern California, period, that was going at it with big wigs. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually broke a record for being one of the most active young hip hop artists, at a certain time period. I believe that time period was like 93 and 94 because being so young and being in the entertainment business, you know what I'm saying? I was featuring with the big wigs and all of that kind of shit. And one thing about it is all history is documented.
It is.
If you're a real Sacramento cat, then I was on Who Put Sac on the Map. I was on Kings. I was on Mark Mitchell LeMay's album. I was 22. I was on Shitty Crew Trufino. AK shouts out to Trav. You feel me? I was on his project. So those were a lot of the projects that were coming out in the early 90s. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even supposed to be around them niggas. You know what I'm saying? But I kicked in the door and made sure I was a part of everything. BG. Shouts out to BG. You gotta drop that album in 93. We was neck to neck. You know what I'm saying? I was hype manning for him.
Yeah. And
I always found my way with this music shit, being a young hustler. And what that did is developing all of these good relationships and watching the game at a young age. It helped me start my Needed Now clothing brand and my Needed Now records and Sac Report. I was prepared to be an independent entrepreneur because I was trained. I was trained to go.
Hey, that makes a lot of sense. And let me tell y'all a story real quick, y'all, right? So, like I said, me and JDK met in high school, right? And a quick story, because everything he's saying, I just remember what he embodied as a young person. Because here's the dynamic, right? I'm a sophomore. He's a freshman. We meet, right? So I'm like, I grew up in the hood, y'all, but I've always been more of a square nigga. I'm messing with the chicks. I'm playing basketball. I'm familiar with the environment. Right. Never been a participant, right? And I stand on that, right? JDK, something different. So when we meet, even though I got brothers and older people around me who was in the shit, I used to talk to JDK, y'all. And again, he a freshman, I'm a sophomore.
Right.
But he was so seasoned,
right,
with everything he was talking about. Like you can tell he was with everything he was talking about in the same energy I seen as him as a kid. I see him put that same energy into the music, into the clothing. Every time I see you, everything you doing, you putting that same energy into it. So I got to give you love for that, family, because you've been 100 since I know you. You know what I mean?
Man, it's a growth trend. It's called growth and transition. And like
Mm-hmm.
black man, we got to understand we come from these communities where we're not provided the best opportunities. So we have to look into ourselves and really dig into our hearts. When I was coming to school, bro, I was coming from the trap, bro. I was really coming from around the corner in Meadowview, you know what I'm saying, doing that shit. You feel me? So I was pocket full of money. Y'all know, you, Johnny, all of them. I was treating niggas to lunch. What
Mm-hmm.
y'all want with a pocket full of that, you know what I mean? So it's like coming to school, I was really dealing with reality. You know, I really had
Ooh.
a really situation where I had to, you know, I was forced to be a young adult before it was my time to be a young adult.
Hmm.
So when I was politicking by the seventh grade, you know, sixth grade, I was already politicking. So by the time I met y'all in ninth grade, bro, I was around grown men that were, you know, 10 and 20 years older than me and shit like that. And I was trained up under that umbrella, you know what I mean? So my level of maturity was like nobody in school understood me, even
Mm.
from elementary to junior high school. I was already like that when I was at Howe Avenue. I had my own group of individuals that was riding up under me in fifth grade. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Then when I got transitioned to seventh grade, it was the same thing at Wussy Wood. I had niggas up against the wall. Then I came to Burbank. So I was so advanced that everybody wanted to listen to what I was saying. They was like, who is this kid that's like an adult, but he's really you know what I mean? He's really a child. So through that experience of, you know, just being in that life, I was able to grow. I was able to say, let me use some of these things that I learned that weren't for the greater good and you know, package myself up as a young adult and put this energy into something positive, like a label, like a magazine company, or just, you know, really just taking my own dream and putting it in my hands and not complaining about anything or whatever. I was one of the first people from my hood that actually put his own money up for everything. Like I put all of my albums out. I paid,
Mm.
you know, for 25 issues for a magazine. And I never really looked for nobody to drop a bag on me. I'm not going to say I did it all by myself. I mean, that wouldn't be true. You know, I had a lot of support and people that were there for me, but I wasn't waiting for a label or a baller or nothing like that to do it. You know, every coin I stacked, man, it went into my grind and my hustle. That's
Mm.
why I created Need It Now Records, because I embodied that, bro. I really lived that experience. And
Definitely.
5 albums later, you know, fifth project later, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I have no complaints, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's a God-given situation. Is blessed. We don't never bring negativity out. When we bring people out, we want you to feel safe. We want you
Mm-hmm.
to feel like you're among some good people. You know, I never put my people in the cross, and that's why me and you have a great understanding to this day. And man, I'm real proud of you, you know, because what you're doing is a positive platform for fathers, for artists, for people, black people who may be educated and don't know about some of these things, young adults who may be fathers that need that level of guidance because you've been through it hand on, you know, through
Mm-hmm.
your experience. You know, I
Mm-hmm.
watch you like have be a parent as a young adult.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
your real homie. So I watch
Yeah.
you, nigga, at 16, 15, nigga, already with kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? But so you learned a lot and you have a lot to share to the people as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That is 100 right there, bro. And I appreciate you for saying that. So, real quick though, talk to me about like because you were just mentioning how pretty much you're able to navigate and maneuver and like ingratiate yourself with everybody in our city and everywhere that you go. Like, talk to me about how important that is. Like being from urban environments, how important is it to make sure you represent yourself a certain way so you can go anywhere, because we understand a lot of the problems that our young brothers be having with each other from music or just being involved in the streets. You can step in some shit easily, you know what I mean? And I've seen you navigate it damn near perfectly. Talk to me about how important that is and how you was able to do that.
Well, I mean, I would say that communication is very important when you're going through, you know, to different places and stuff like that. Like if you were in the streets, and like I don't use the word opposition because everybody uses that type of word. I try to steer away from shit that everybody is doing and
Mm.
keep that originality, bro. So if you walked in the park the way you were supposed to walk in the park and you handled your business or whatever in different communities everywhere you get, and you didn't show no weaknesses and it ain't really no smut on your name as a man, you know what I mean, first, and you able to endure people with respect, you know what I'm saying, and your energy is validated, man, you can pretty much step anywhere you want, man. It's like a dog smell fear. He gonna bite you on your ass if he know you coming around there, bringing problems. When I come, bro, I bring so much love to these cities. When I came, come to the Northwest, when I come to the Bay, when I come to, to all of these hoods in Sacramento, whether I'm dealing with Crips, Bloods, or whatever, I have what you call allies. I know people in all of these communities. I'm going to know some important people or whatever I can pull up on. And when I'm around my allies, I treat them the same way when they come on my grounds. So it's a mutual relationship. I could go to LA. I got Damus I can call, Keyways, and I know I'm safe when I'm there. Okay, where's the barbershop? Where's the soul food? We're gonna move out. I could, and I built that alliance city to city, state to state, Miami, Houston, Seattle, Bakersfield, you know what I mean? New York, you know what I'm saying? Jamaica, Japan, you know what I mean? Dubai, you know what I mean? I have a someone to call that I built a solid relationship with before I even came to their community. So when I'm coming, their friends already know about me because we've been embraced on positive energy. Like if you walked it the right way, bro, your relationship should be solid enough for you to go to these other communities with respect. And as long as you ain't really stepping on nobody's toes or fucking with nobody money or trying to sleep with someone's woman or something like that, like I don't do none of the snake shit, bro. See, me being pure hearted, I don't even want to use the term real recognize real, but a man could look you in your eyes and tell where your soul is, bro. And when I be in these hoods and shit like that, I remind these people of somebody that they grew up with. When I was in Houston, I met a cat from Detroit. He said, man, I reminded him of somebody from Detroit. He said, if I went where he from, I would fit right in. When I went to New York, it was the same thing. When I went to Miami, them niggas was like, where you from, bro? You good out here, bro. We like your energy. When I went to Arkansas, to Tolette, Arkansas, in the middle of nowhere, shouts out to all my family out there in Tolette, Hot Springs, you feel me? When I went way out there, bro, I was out there on the dirt road with my cousins, and they was all Crips with blue rags and shit. They loved me. By the end of the week, they didn't even want me to leave. So you got to bring that energy, bro, that people can respect wherever you go. And you ain't gonna have no problems. The world is your field to play in. It's your hustle playground. You know what I mean? You can pick and choose your battles and just stay away from bullshit. You know what I mean? Don't mix yourself in nothing that you ain't got nothing to do with. I'm not coming to your town trying to take over your block, bro, or do anything like that. I'm coming focused. I got some shit to give you. I got a poster to give you. I got a magazine to give you. I got a t-shirt to give you. You feel me? It's marketing and branding with me, bro. It's always business and respect, homie. And then I'm a black man. My skin is valuable. I don't need no gold chains and gold teeth and all of that shit to be me, bro. I'm solid and solidified with who I am as a person. So a nigga could see that. I'm not coming with no fake shit. I'm coming with straight heart, bro. And every time I do that, nigga, I don't have no problems. I'm good.
It makes so much sense, bro, because I know you telling the truth, but I've seen you pull up to environments by yourself. And as I listen to you talk, it's making more sense because every time it's been on business.
Right.
It could be in a club environment, it can be in a quiet, all the environments, it's obvious why you're there. You see what I'm saying? You make it obvious that you're there for business. And I think, like you're saying, if you approach things that way, that's how a lot of young dudes can prevent having problems. When you're mission oriented, everybody can see that. You know what I mean? So one thing I want to touch on, somebody don't actually know about you. So tell me, like, when did you actually start rapping? Like, what age did you pick up a pen and start writing raps?
Bro, I had an education rap that I did, because I was a hardhead, bro, in elementary, like I told you. And the teacher seen me turning it around. She seen the potential in me. She said, if you graduate and you're able to walk the stage or whatever, because I was rapping way in elementary. She said, and I hear what you're back there doing, because I was inspired by the people around me. They were already into it. So I'm back there writing shit. She said, if you graduate and you clean your grades up, I'm going to have you do an education rap in front of the whole graduation ceremony.
What grade was this?
This was 6th grade at Dyer Kelly Elementary. And it was called Education Rap, bro. That was the first rap I ever did publicly in front on the stage, in front of people or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And that really sparked my confidence, bro, just off doing the education rap. Once I did, because I was so much of a hard head little fuck up, she was like, I really see the potential in you. And I brought my grades around, bro, and I did everything that I was supposed to do. And I was able to grace the stage with the education rap. You know what I mean? Still to this day, that shit stick with me. You know what I mean? That was it. Education rap was the start of it. Then my brother Roop, he was already signed to AWOL, so I already was like, okay, I gotta catch up with it. I gotta get over here and get with the shit. You feel me? So I transitioned them education raps into some gangster shit. And boy, at 11, 12 years old, I was on shit on albums and doing single songs and hype man and everything. You know, but it all started from an education rap, bro.
Okay, because I remember that. So you saying 11 and 12, you
Yeah.
was on people's albums doing a hype man. When did you drop your first studio album?
I was featured on that album. The first project I was ever featured on first before I dropped the album. See, the thing is this: these times that we live in now, a nigga could just put out an album, bro. You had to work your way up to that. You got to remember.
Yeah.
I was around Sibo. I was around Root Dog. I was around the real shit, bro. You wasn't just we wasn't gonna just put you out. You know what I'm saying? We gonna put you on a few of these albums and shit like that, bro. We gonna see how you wiggle. We gonna see how the streets, you know what I'm saying? But my shit was so impactful that honestly, I figure like really feel like the people around me kind of didn't even really know what to do with it because it was just so unique and it was marketing wasn't something that we were taught from the streets. All we knew how to do is have raw talent, bring that shit to the studio, find a baller, and that nigga gonna put the shit out. What a lot of these outlets that you see now didn't even exist, like internet and all that, you know, and different things like that. If I would have had some of the tools that maybe they have now, I think I would have put out more solo music or whatever, because people would have tuned in and said, "Who's that kid?" So what I did for a lot of the times, I featured on Catch 22. I was on, like I said, Who Put Sack on the Map, Sacktown Kings, Marv Mitchell and Mays album in 95 and 94. So I was building my resume from 93 to Whoop. Then what I always did, since I was on the road, I kept a solo song. And even if it wasn't out, that was the song that I wanted to perform to build my representation. When I lived in Seattle, I did music out there. I went to the studio and I created a song. I did 11 shows out there within like a year.
How
So
old were you then, JDK? How old
that
were you then?
that was later on in my transition. At that point, I was probably about 19, 20. So and I did this in within a year process. So I had recorded a couple songs or whatever. And I was doing that every time me and Root got down or whatever, you know, I would come out. The song was called The Art of the Underboss. Art of Underboss. I recorded that at Johnny's house. Johnny, I can't even think of the guy's last name. They were twins. They stayed in Federal Way, Washington. But I recorded that shit. So every time I got down, I did the art of. And then in the earlier stages before that, in the early 90s, I had Shades of Ism, which was featuring Ty Bud. You got to look into, you remember that.
Yeah.
That was on Who Put Sack on the Map. So Shades of Ism was me, Ty Bud, and Savage. Based on it, I was young, you know, and I wasn't able to handle the business side of everything. The song says featuring Root Dog, Root Dog, and then featuring JDK. But that was really me and my two young comrades on there. So every time we had a show, then I would bring them niggas out. We would perform that. So I always found a way to make myself relevant at a young age. Then when I got to the point where it was time for me to just start doing my own albums, I was well seasoned, well mature. You know what I'm saying? Everything I learned in the experience of watching my friends have experience. I had 5 homeboys that put out an album, all at the same time. Some of them was on major labels. You know, Trav was signed to Tommy. BG was signed to Out to Drought. Out to Drought. Mitch and them had a situation. We had Realism Records. Then, you know, years after that, Goodfella and all of that shit came along. So it was so many labels attached to my community that I got a great experience of how these guys out of these communities was trying to run these labels. You know, and the fundamentals, what all of us started, bro. Like if you from Meadowview, you were real solid. You from my side, you grew up in Dayspring Outreach. So that's where the fundamentals for a lot of us started at, because I had a dad, bro. I had a mom. A lot of these niggas didn't have no dads and shit like that. So Wayman Logan and them was like they father figures and all of that and different things like that. And that brought a lot of people together. You know what I'm saying? And we all one big family. Like a lot of the rappers was a part of that. I was a part of that. Root was a part of that. Mitch was a part of that. BG was we were all Dayspring Outreach, bro.
Damn. Hey, so wait, one thing I want to go back to real quick, because this is something I wanted to that I had in my notes here about you. Talk to me about that experience with your dad. Like when you was growing up, because I always see you with him I can tell there's like a genuine affinity for your father. Did you grow up with him in the house, or how was y'all relationship when you was a young dude?
Well, my father has always been a great father, and that's the thing. When you can look into a man and see his level of morals, his standards, and the way that he raises his child, you know what I'm saying? You can't do nothing but respect that. It's like my mom and dad, they weren't married or anything like that, but I come from some solid people, the Hendrixes. You know what I'm saying? My dad was like, even if this situation is not going to be me and you, me and your mom, I'm gonna make sure you stay grounded and rooted, because it's so much information for me to share with you over here. He's still my best friend. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Like, we still chop it up. That nigga my hero, bro. It's like, and he showed me what being a man was. He worked, retired, and you know what I'm saying? When nigga my dad didn't caught the bus up here to Sacramento before, man, to take me school shopping and shit like that when his car wasn't working or whatever. He's made those sacrifices that a real man is supposed to make. If you want to be able to, your son to be able to look at you and say that's what a man, how a man is supposed to treat his father. My dad was such a great example of that. Um, Even with my mom and him not being in the same household, bro, the level of respect was there. And the time that I spent, we worked on them principles. We got to know each other. We got to deal with real family. We went to reunions and we bonded. We went out and had real manly conversations, how a man is supposed to do. He taught me how to shake your hand and shit like that and squeeze it hard. So you look a man in his eye and all the things that you're supposed to know as a adult. You know what I mean? Because my mama couldn't teach me this shit. So when it
yeah,
got to the point where my mama couldn't teach me this shit, I would go to Pop.
that's
I
one.
a couple weeks to Pop, and it wasn't my type of lifestyle. My dad was a juvenile hall probation counselor, and he was an athlete like a motherfucker. He lived deep East Oakland. Everybody knew Mr. Hendricks, Mr. Hendricks in the '60s, hard. You feel me? So nigga, I'm walking around like the ghetto. You feel me? Like, real. You get your motherfucking, excuse my French, bro, but you finna get your shit knocked down if you play with anybody. So that's
Hmm.
what I had to spend my summers at, and then go back to Sacramento. I'm
Mm,
6'0" and international E14. Everybody know where that's at, by the going walking to the Rainbow Center, bro. Getting bread and shit like that, shooting hoops in the gym. You feel me? Right there,
mm,
right by Sin City and all of that shit. So it's like I got to experience, and he wasn't telling me to go sell drugs or nothing like that. He was just a pillar of that community.
mm.
But I fuck with my dad, bro, because like I said, they come from a grounded foundation. And that helped me be a better man, bro. That really, still to this day, I can pick it up, man, pick the phone up, man, and get some great game, man, from Mr. Lee Henry, bro.
I can tell, bro, and that's why I brought up that question, JDK, because I understand the importance of a father like that. Sometimes because so many of us didn't have it, we normalize that level of trauma. Every man need to have a man around that can provide him some type of tutelage, because not one time did I hear you say something specifically about money. I think sometimes a lot of our young fathers get it fucked up because they don't have what it
Yeah,
takes financially, possibly, but you got
right,
to be there. It's
man,
really just the investment of time, and
bro.
you know what I mean.
Bro, that man has so much integrity, raising me. My dad got two legs missing right now, bro. And
Mm,
I deal with him from that angle, you know what I'm saying, with two legs missing and all of that. But one thing never went nowhere, bro, is his brain, bro. That nigga sharper than a Ginsu.
mm,
So when it's time to verbalize and have those adult conversations and really allow him to do what he's able to do mentally, he's still all the way there. And it takes a lot of integrity, bro, because people will leave you in the dark. Like your kids will leave you. They'll say, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? We don't, nigga,
yep.
you over there and ain't got no leg. Nigga, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? I burned the house down over him. And that's because of all the good things that he installed in me and the dedication. It wasn't all about finance. He kicked me down. He looked out for me, made sure moms had a couple extra money. You got to remember, we was growing up, bro. $150 the nigga was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My
Damn
my
right.
my dad gave my mama $150, nigga, every week for me to do what I needed to do, even in Sacramento.
Mm,
It was $150. I don't care if the nigga spend it on Captain Crunch. You know what I'm saying? But
mm-hmm.
that's the level of integrity that I grew up under. And then my brothers, the Jeffrey, my all, the Carters and everybody. It's like we all kind of came from that type of stuff. So when you put it all in a boiling pot, you have a great example of what a black man should be, you know, because we wasn't just hood, you know, we had good people in our lives. We had people around us that did good things in our family,
Mm-hmm.
you know, outside of just the regular street shit. I got to, you know, be around some well seasoned individuals that was really sharp in what they did. You know,
Mm-hmm.
whether pimping a hoe, whether it was, you know, working a business, whether it was working being a detective, whatever motherfucker was into, they did it good. You know what I'm saying? And I studied their game. You know what I'm saying? And I think it takes a boiling pot of information to make you the best you could possibly be, bro. And my dad, he installed a lot of that good shit in me, man, and it's in my heart.
Definitely, definitely. And I can tell, and that makes sense because when you talk about your upbringing and everything that had to happen like on a street side of things, but then having that male tutelage is hella important, bro. And we got so many men out here who don't even realize they acting like they mama sometimes. Like
Right,
that's a harsh reality of black men in America that we don't talk about enough. I've had to deal with this.
right,
Sometimes you need to realize, nigga, you're acting the way you seen the adult in the house act in that type of situation, and it just so happened it was your goddamn mama. So the
right.
importance of manhood is so underrated in our community when it comes to certain shit. That's why I'm happy to salute you and like
Right.
look at everything that you're doing because your consistency in your grind has been unmatched. And actually talk to me about that. Like all these years, bro, what's kept you motivated to keep rapping?
Honestly, bro, when you put something in your, you know, in your an ingredients in your heart, when something is just in you, bro, and you know, it becomes a part of your life. Like music, it runs through my soul, bro. Like for real, for real. So I'm a happier person. You know what I'm saying? When I'm doing
Mm,
music, no matter, I'm like, you know, when Mary J. Blige and all of them be going through shit or whatever, and they always make their best music. Music became my therapy, bro, at a young age. Because when I was in the streets doing all of that kind of shit, I talk about a lot of things that I really went through in my music. A lot of my music is not mumble. You won't hear me exaggerating nothing like that. Like all the shit I'm talking about on this Research Junkie album, produced by Airplay Beats, bro. Like that energy right there is the same level of energy I kept on every project. So I look at it like music is therapeutic for me. When I'm away from it, I'm not in a good space.
mm,
You know what I'm saying? This shit been in my blood for so many years. Like, and the homies ain't gonna let me drop it. When you do this shit good, without being cocky and arrogant and all of that, because I'm so much of a humble soul that niggas will walk up to me and be like, bro, when that album come out? Normally,
hmm
when I hear that 100 times, that's when I know it's time to get back in the lab.
And that makes sense because I, knowing that we was gonna talk, I stepped outside of knowing you personally and said, no, let me do my job,
Right.
research everything I can about the brother. And hey, check it out, y'all. Like JDK, I've been listening to hip hop music for 20 something odd years. Like we come from the late 80s, 90s hip hop, where shit had to be a certain way. And I've seen the progress in your music, and now I listen to the New Agenda a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? The Extremists is my shit. It's a lot of high level hip hop in your music, bro. Just conceptually,
Right.
when we talk about rhyme pattern, when we talk about beat selection, when we talk about the aggression and the pain in your lyrics,
Right.
all that's there when you
Bro,
listen to your
and
music.
let me explain something to you what I learned about my myself and my musical journey. That's why when I go and talk to these dudes from New York and shit like that, bro, they feel it. When I go to the H Town, like they feeling this shit. They like, bro, this is what we on right here. They like, you don't sound like when just the local joker like regular cat. I don't like. I pick the beats that people don't want. I try to dare myself to be different. I don't
Mm,
want to sound my shit to sound like everything that you hear on, you know, whatever. So I go in my own bag and make sure that I'm my best critic, you know what I'm saying, and get this shit to where it's supposed to be. So the world is, you know, because I'm making music for the world. I ain't making music for the homies. I'm making music for everybody in the world across the globe, bro. Like they play my music in over 30 countries on
mm,
Spotify. They follow me, you know, all over the world, from Spain to India to Dubai. I got fans in Australia now and Jamaica. You know, my track listening as far as my analytics is starting to grow, bro. So my shit is spreading like a wildfire right now. I can't just make the local joker music, and I've been figured that out when I was a youngster. Like, bro, this shit is for the world. It ain't just for the hood.
And
thing I do is I think about that nigga in New York. I think about the cat in Milwaukee. I think about the, the little cat in the Bay. I think about the niggas in LA, man, riding up Crenshaw and all that type of shit before I, you know what I mean? And I try to make sure I feed all of them. Cause I'm gonna pull up on all of them niggas and be like, check this project out, bro. So when I come, I gotta be equipped. I gotta be loaded. You know what I'm saying? When I'm pulling up, my clip gotta be full with extension. You know what I mean? I can't be coming up, traveling and shit like that, bro. Like nobody had heard me at this last event I had did. As soon as the music come on, it spoke for itself. It was a line, like I said, it was people gravitate to powerful shit. It was a line of people like, can I get your number? Will you do a feature? All of that. So however you serve it to the people, that's how you gonna get it, bro. And I've been serving this shit since I was 12, bro. To the
yeah,
people hard, like standing up with grown men, you know what I mean? Niggas that have been to the pen and all kind of shit and going crazy. And that's been what I was known for, bro. Like I come from the ciphers, I come from the real deal. Like you said, I earned this shit. So I can never give it up. I always got to give them my best every time, bro. And every album always sound different.
hey,
Inside the underboss,
yep.
extremist, New Agenda, all of those are all different mentalities because I was going through different shit on every project, bro.
That makes sense. And I got to give you props because I've been listening since since you've been a teenager, I've been listening to your music. But like, because again, I'm a real hip hop head, the musical side of things, like conceptually how people approach music and like your songwriting ability, the ability to put hooks together, melodies. I'm like, damn, I know this nigga, but this nigga a professional. You know what I mean?
Like I'm gonna tell you, I was around somebody the other day. I did a podcast. Shouts out to Airplay Live. I did I've been doing every other day. I've been knocking shit out. You know what I mean? Last night I did one hype radio. You know what I mean? That's available now. Like I said, we did all access. I mean, all of these different little jones. But sometimes I go up in these situations and we do visualers. I'm rapping. I'm putting the music is on, and people are really looking at me like, bro, like that been around. It's like, bro, you really rap. Like you ain't bullshit. You know what I mean? And being melodic, being fearless is very important in the industry. Like you got to go. Your voice is an instrument. So you have to learn how to use your voice as an instrument. And that's what I know how to do. I know how to, if it's about pain, I'm bringing that pain out. If it's on some player shit, we bringing that player. If it's on some melodic shit, I even know how to harmonize, you know what I mean? To make it all, you know what I mean?
I know that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Books and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like I be on the road getting to a check. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Be able to do that type of shit. And when your voice is there, bro, when you got it in a lot of different ways, my nigga, you got to be fearless because you know who you are. Can't nobody tell you what you are and what you gonna do. And it's on you, bro. It's not nobody else's responsibility to make sure that this shit works. So me knowing that I'm fearless, man, when I'm going in these studios, I want to give y'all everything y'all want, man, when this shit drop. And next Friday, bro, I feel like this research junkie is everything y'all want.
Now, so talk to me about like because the lyrical approach that you take, like the veracity in which you approach making music, it's always been there. But tell me about like music has changed over the past like 10 and 15 years. Once all this mumble rap shit came, once all the T-Pain sound effect shit came, what made you steer away from that? What made you say I'm gonna stick to how I do this and trust my process opposed to just falling in line? Because right now, bro, I love hip hop so much, but when I'm listening to music, it's so many people that sound alike. You know what I mean?
You know why? Because Jay-Z is still a millionaire. JDK is still a millionaire. Styles P is a millionaire with the juice bar. Benny the Butcher and that Griselda movement has been on the rise for the last I don't know how many years and all of that kind of shit. So what I learned, it's a lane for everybody. Twalib, Kweli, and all of them are still touring and doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? In England and London and all that. Whatever your lane is, bro. Music is a heartfelt object. You use it correctly. Everybody uses their object in music the way that they want to use it. Them youngsters that have that level of style, they have an audience for that. You know what I'm saying? So I try not to be the OG that look at them like, oh, them niggas is mama. That's their little audience, a little whoopty whoop. You feel me? But it's now the shit is coming full surface and it really never went nowhere because a lot of that shit is hit and miss. You notice a lot of these artists that you hear, either they don't have enough discipline to really run themselves in a situation to where niggas is dying every day in hip hop. Motherfuckers is knocking shit down and all of that. That's because they don't have that education and the training that some of those more seasoned artists do, like
Mm.
Busta Rhymes and different people like that. Them niggas are still living like kings, bro. So
True.
you have to understand it in every genre. It's going to be this trend of things coming through, and it's a lane for it, bro. You know, it's a
Mm.
lane for them right now with that mumble shit or whatever. I
That's
mean, I
true.
don't entertain a lot of it. It's a couple artists, young cats that I like, and I rock with them tough. You know what I mean? I listen to their shit because they go. You feel me? And it's a lot of youngsters that be like, "OG, you be on that shit." So
Mm.
what it is you have to bring people into your world as an MC. If you really a master of the ceremony, like when I went out there and did, like I told you, did the show, I brought people into my world. So every day, every time you subscribe to JDK the Underboss, you're in my world now. Now you get
Mm.
all of these videos. Now you get to hear different melodies. You get to hear this different music and stuff like that. So really, I think, bro, it's about being confident with what you do and just bringing people into your musical world or whatever and letting people join, you know what I'm saying? And
So
opening
true.
the door and having something for everybody, even if it ain't the mumble shit or whatever, whatever. Like I sometimes I sit the youngsters in my car and be like, bro, listen to this shit. They be like, this shit go, bro, on my mama. You feel me? So you gotta give samples out. You gotta give taste testers out and stay relevant within your young community. So I don't ever try to just make my shit strictly for the OGs. I make my shit for everybody and build a balance. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got some good music, bro, everybody gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Now, something else I just thought of, because I asked Bueno about this when I talked to him, because this is something I always thought about. Like I'm in a lot of us who are fans of hip hop. We've never been in the studio. We've never had to go through the process you guys have to go through. So going through this process, does that make you look at music differently? Like because when you listening to somebody that maybe people don't like, or maybe people are criticizing in a particular way, do you have a different ear for what you listening to based on your experience?
Well, if you're a good artist, bro, my thing is this: you have to be a good listener, and you still have to be a fan of the music.
Hmm.
So I'm still a fan of the music. And in my process in doing the music, it all pretty much goes on what I'm going through in life. Like again, I tell people I recorded this album that I just dropped. I'm dropping Friday. I did that in 2 sessions. So that means I
Hmm.
went to the studio 2 times and I knocked out the whole process. Then I did one more session to clean up vocals. Now, some of these albums can take weeks depending on what a nigga going through. It may not be coming out like that. A nigga might be only able to get a verse out and a hook today. All right, I'm gonna come back to it. You know what I'm saying? But my momentum and motivation was so on point for this research junkie. Man, I was able to knock that shit down. And in
Hmm.
the process of being a research junkie, I was listening to good music. So that was my thought process. I was learning and educating myself on a lot of new things. You know what I'm saying? And just trying to install as much information in my brain as I possibly could before I went to that studio and express myself. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? All my expressions came out the way I wanted them to come out, bro. Nigga wasn't biting his tongue on this one.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
I'm all in.
Now, something else I've always been thinking. Now, when you like coming up with lyrics, is this something you do in the studio, or is it everywhere? Like driving, going somewhere? Like, what's your writing process like?
Once I put it on the pen, it's in my head, bro. I read over it and then it's stuck. If it's up, it's stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like I came in the game with no regrets. Research junkie nigga, fuck your threats. Three the hard way, me, Roop, and Nooch. Hustle all day until my bundle was through. Fear no nigga, I fight the whole street. Now I kick back just like a OG. Get your shit straight, I have a date with death. I don't hang with niggas that hate they self. Really
Mm.
fly to be fucking with lames. No patience when you speak my name. At 10 years old, I was ahead of the game. From Sac to the Bay, nigga, we getting paid. I was walking down Shriner Street to 6900. Straight to Danger Island, nigga, we was really funkin'. John Slow shit, nigga, we can really chunk 'em. By junior high school, nigga, I was really dumping.
Mm.
That's the first song on the album, Research. That's how the album come on. So
That's
y'all know
hard.
what on I'm giving you. You understand what I'm saying? I want y'all to know who the fuck I am. I'm bringing y'all into my world completely, bro. Need It Now Records, full effect. Again, like I said, bro, September 11th, we're gonna be doing that. You're invited if you're
Yep.
available to come
Hmm.
on out and let people know about your platform. September
Hmm.
it'll be in Fair Oaks area, strictly invitation only. You know, you got an invite coming. You know, some great vendors gonna be out there. We're gonna have good music. I'm gonna be cooking some good
Yes,
shit.
sir.
Y'all can come get some ribs and some chicken, man. Made by
Now,
paid by the underboss. You feel me?
Definitely. Now, and I always see you. Hey, you be on your grill shit too. I'll be seeing you.
I'm cooking like a motherfucker right now. You know what's on the menu, bro? I got some smothered turkey wings going on right now, man.
Damn, that shit.
You feel me?
So it's funny that the name.
Can I show the people what I'm
doing?
Go
ahead. Come on now.
Let me take y'all over here so y'all know I ain't just fronting, nigga. This shit should be done by now. You feel me?
This boy be on the grill.
You know what I'm saying? Today we, like I said, I'm gonna show you niggas, man. Give you niggas some tippers, man. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm working on, man. See, this has never been done on the show. I'm gonna take y'all home today. I don't think this shit's been done. These niggas don't know it. Their grandmas didn't raise them right. Let me show you, boy. Can you see that?
Yeah, okay. I see you. That, boy.
Huh?
I see you. Yeah, go down a little bit more. There we go.
Can you huh? Let me put a little juice on that so you can know I ain't doing no playing with this shit, man.
JDK ass be cooking, y'all. He always on the grill, something lovely too.
Hey, smothered turkey wings, man. See that shit that you come up? Yeah, that's gonna thicken up and be real nice, man. And so I stay in this grind shit, man. You know, one thing I learned is the more you do, man, for yourself, the less you got to deal with sucker shit. You can't even trust people cooking your food no more, man.
That's real shit.
Motherfucker spitting your shit.
Hey,
so you fuck yourself.
Hell yeah. Now one thing I was thinking of too, because we're gonna get into the the idea behind the new album, right? Like what were you thinking when you went into the title and just everything going on with it? But I just thought of something too. I remember back in the day, we came over to the apartment one time, you know what I mean? We had to, you know what I mean? But we came over to your apartment one time, and JDK, y'all had like every hip hop magazine that was available for a person to consume, right? So he had like every hip hop magazine was on the ground. On the TV was like a documentary, like a hip hop documentary. He had hella hip hop documentaries right next to the TV. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I say all that to say, bro, you've been rooted in what you've been doing, because when I seen your magazine, the first thing I thought about was when I came to your apartment and seen.
Hey, and I'm gonna keep it real. I was in Meadow Glen where you talking about on 24th over there, nigga. I was in the trenches. But see, that's why this is what I want people to know. It's always turn a negative situation into a positive. Even though we was in the hood at the time or whatever, man, I was already educating myself. And a lot of things like Smack DVD, out to Smitherdack, you feel me? All of that shit was helping me develop the Come Up DVD, and you know what I'm saying? And all of that stuff in them documentaries and all of them books and shit I was reading. That was me developing my self-education. I was self-educating myself at that time. And you smart because you pay attention, bro. I was really gaming myself so I could be ready for this shit, because I didn't have no magazine then. I didn't have no distribution deal or nothing. You feel me? I just at that point, I had put my first mixtape out with the 40 songs on it. Remember Order in the Streets when I was the Tank and all of that kind of shit, selling that in the streets. Mac Dre, everybody was on it. So I was really developing, and then I put Secret Society out with my DJ homeboy. You feel me? From Southern Cal. So I was developing, you know, who I was, and the game was just coming to me. I started developing relationships with like Dimple Records and all of that. You know, it's like, but that was my roadmap to really get myself in a position to grow as who I was as an individual. Those magazines and DVDs, I was reading that shit. I was studying to Come Up and Smack and all of that, how they was doing things, how they was marketing, and you know what the sounds was and shit like that. That kept me gamed up. I had a homeboy from New York used to sell me the DVDs, and I would just cop them. You feel me? For like $20 a piece, with the covers on them and all of that shit. You feel me? I had every hip hop DVD that you could. I'm talking about Cheddar DVD, the Come Up. I had Smack. I had Cocaine City with Frenchie before French Montana, before niggas even knew who Frenchie was. You know what I'm saying? So I was taking a look into other people's journeys, you know what I'm saying, of life, and adding that shit with mine. Because really, bro, when you travel, you recognize all of this shit is the same. You got rats, fakes, suckers, snitches, real niggas, hustlers, and everywhere you go, bro, you just got to know your lane and who you fuck with. I know my lane. So that's why I don't win. Another reason I don't get caught up in bullshit when I come. Because when I see you ain't got my type of energy, nigga, I'm going to stay 15 football fields away from you. You ain't got to worry about me. I don't want to hit your blunt or nothing. Nigga, I travel with my own weed.
Real shit. And
I don't. It's too much. It's monkeypox. It's fentanyl. It's too much dangerous things going on, bro. I don't
Yeah,
even. I don't. If I don't have to deal with human contact, bro, I stay the fuck out of people's face.
real shit. And
You feel
I
me?
brought up that story about the magazines in his apartment, y'all, because people don't realize, everybody listening to me that's a creator, everybody that's trying to create something, everybody that's trying to perfect a skill outside of working a job, outside of corporate America, outside of this system. The shit takes time, family. When we talk about the 10,000 hour concept, right? Like you got to do something for 10,000 hours till you get, bro. This, when I see JDK perform, I'm listening to the new music. This is professional hip hop that you can put next to anybody that's rapping. Play his song next, it's gonna be right in line with it. This is 20 years though. This ain't like picking up a mic, got your computer, and I'm going. It's researching. It's loving it. It's the 10,000 hours. You know what I mean, JDK?
Right. And you know what's crazy, man? When I hear people say that, the truth is the truth, bro. So a lot of the conversations that the shit that you saying, people then came and sat on my couch, bro, recently and said, "Hey, man, I live, out of town, man, and I got your shit in rotation with everybody else. And when your music come on, man, it's right there. You can ask my wife, man. She'll tell you, I got that JDK riding with you, woo." So now I really, really recognize it's coming to me now. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But what I want the world and everybody that's watching, man, just to get it, man, to go on there and subscribe to them channels to get those experiences. The JDK the Underboss. 2 words, man. That's all it takes for you to type in, and then you can come into my world and understand why these people feel like this, because I'm putting blood, sweat, and tears into everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people don't understand how much work it takes to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Right here. You know what I'm saying? This is 32 pages worth of magazine that I have to organize and make sure that, this is there. The graphic designers is on point. You know what I mean? The bills get paid over here with this and all that kind of shit. So, bro, like, I learned you got to be a perfectionist. I'm only getting better with time, and
Mhm.
that's because this is God's plan, bro. It ain't even it's bigger than me. This shit done
And
got JDK. You know what I'm saying? So when it get bigger than people, but yourself, you got to give people jobs.
I've seen you doing that,
I'm
bro.
giving
And
jobs,
yeah.
bro. Now, if you want to work, you want to push, you want to, promotion, you want to be involved with the mag, you want to, you know what I'm saying, street team, you want a hype man, whatever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's a position and a role for you. If you got your own business and you want to sponsor what we do in these movements and tours or whatever, it's a role and a position for you, bro. Like, you can't do this shit by yourself.
Hmm.
So when you lose yourself, that selfish mentality, everything will start flowing in the way it's supposed to flow in.
Yeah.
Allow people. I give this to the game, to the young artists that's coming up. Allow people to play their part. Don't
Hmm.
allow a snake to bite your motherfucking ass, but allow some people that, you know what I mean, that are on the same page as you to come in and fulfill those gaps that you may not be educated enough to fulfill. Because this shit
Hmm.
is business. It's not a hobby. You know,
Hmm.
I'm in the music business, not the rap game. You dig what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's the difference. I'm not a rapper, bro. I'm an entertainer. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a label. I've had artists that I've had and dropped and gave them back and all kind of shit. So it's like, we ain't, you know what I mean? We grow from our experiences. Now we sitting in boss positions, and the best way for me to navigate at this point in my life is with other bosses.
Hmm. And that
People
makes
that,
a lot of sense. That
you
make
know,
and I always tell people, bro, like it's a journey to get to where you're trying to go. You can't really put a time on it. You can't really put a stamp on when this shit gonna be over or when you gotta stop. It's a grind, bro. And
yeah,
watching your progress, I've seen the progression, and people don't realize everybody wants shit immediately.
right,
This social media age that we living in with the internet, with just how the young people are today, everybody wants shit like that. And nothing worth having is
right,
gonna come immediately. You gotta work towards it. You see what I'm saying?
right. Well, Harry, I came too far to let this shit go, bro. Like, I got so much on my back. I got so many people that believe in me now. Strong team from publishers to, certain family members that I'm rocking with. Me and bro been dotting our I's and crossing our T's. A lot of different things are going on behind the scenes that's fulfilling, just letting me know that this is how this shit is really supposed to go.
Mhm,
I can
mhm.
never will I ever give up on the people that believe in me. My music will surpass me, man. This shit gonna live forever, man. It's a legacy I got. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Over this is 20 years in the game. This is
Mhm.
hard work and dedication. And one thing music did, it took me to a lot of places I would have never went. It built relationships that I would have never had. You know what I'm saying? The magazine has also done that, because that's a whole nother lane. So just starting that, in 2010, that bridged so many gaps. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, as long as I keep doing this shit, man, as long as I'm breathing, I got air in my body, bro. It's gonna be a JDK album coming. You know what I'm saying?
And
You know,
that's
it is.
Man, and I appreciate that, bro. Like just your grind and the way you stick to it. Just my whole platform, JDK, the Melanated Convo, man, is about having like intricate conversations with Black people from all walk of life. All
Right,
of us are trying to go to the same place, but
right,
a lot of our brothers and sisters got to work a regular job and got to do what they do for their family. I get
right,
that, but
right,
really, the freedom comes in doing something you love every day.
right,
I think that's damn near the secret of life. So I like talking to people who are in some way being creative and moving in a direction where they are navigating it and you getting the best out of it because you don't know
right,
how long you're going to be here. You know what I
right.
mean? So you got to spend your time wisely.
The thing is this: it's okay to work a 9 to 5 job, ladies and gentlemen, young people, because everybody can't be that rapper. Everybody can't be the magazine individual, whatever. This is my calling from God, bro. I've been doing this shit, you know what I'm saying, for so long that it comes natural now. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't even be myself, if that's like a person with a gambling habit. Man, if you take them away from the casino for too many years, they're gonna get the shakes. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? You can't take me away from what God made me to do. So this may not be everybody's gifts, but just for you young Black brothers out here watching, you can be anything you want, bro. You can be the next director. You can be a doctor, lawyer. You know what I'm saying? You can be the firefighter, police officer, whatever you want to be. It's okay to veer off and to be, something else, but besides just trying to chase this rap dream and certain things like that, because that's where a lot of people fail. Like I see a lot of youngsters in the city getting knocked down and all of that, bro, and they could have been something else. You know,
mm,
rap wasn't it for them. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing entertainment, you have to have discipline, you have to have structure, and you have to have a plan. You can have a million views and all that shit don't matter, all of that numbers running it up, because if you ain't monetizing your business and getting your money, it don't matter that you got the million views. So you could have invested time into doing something else, maybe a career, college plan, or something that would have been positive and productive, and ensured your lifestyle, instead of trying to chase what you see on TV or your big brother,
mm.
cousins, and all of them do or whatever. Dare to be different. I love when I meet a youngster and he ain't a rapper and he's just him. He's just doing what he's doing. He's in the whatever, whether it's be branding or whatever, because independent is something that everybody can be.
Mm. And man, it's so funny you say that, JDK, because I know a lot of young dudes who try to dibble and dabble in street shit, and their whole philosophy be, I want to be independent. I don't want to work for nobody. I don't want to work for nobody. That shit sounds good, but working for yourself, I tell them, you think it's hard working for somebody, it's harder working for yourself.
Man, I go through so much shit. You got to keep up on your business, your books. You got to make sure this is straight. You got to, and then me being a chief editor, I navigate the whole system. Where a lot of the young dudes mess up at, they have talent, they have product, but they have the mentality of put me on.
Mm,
You have to put yourself on. You have to, anything you want, you can Google. You can Google BMI, you can Google ASCAP, you can self-educate. It's tutorials out there. It's a lot of resources that are online. It's DistroKid for your music to be distributed, because I play business, bro. I don't play rapper. Like I told you,
mm,
full distribution. Shouts out to Empire, and I'm Needed Now Records. I come to the table as who I am. The Sackaport magazine, that's another brand. So it's like I come to the table ready to swing the bat, you
mm.
know, and everybody ain't gonna strike it out the park, my nigga. So it's all good to have that secondary hustle, you know what I'm saying, to start maximizing and using your brain on other things that you can elevate in and bag out, you feel me, and stack your money in, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't gonna go platinum. I've
Real
already
shit.
came to the point in my life where I'm willing to grind and sacrifice. But if you don't have this level of dedication, don't even waste your mama, your baby mama, your homeboys, the ballers, the niggas around you money. Don't even waste them niggas' time, bro, because you're not ready for the business. You
Mm.
you ready to rap, you ready to go, you ready to gas, you ready to nigga, but you ain't ready for the business.
And it's, you know what? Because earlier you mentioned how difficult it was to put out an album back in the day. I think JDK, that's a part of why the music is where it is now. It's too accessible. Like all you need is a computer and Fruity Loops. You can make the song right in your house, which has created a lot of superstars and created
Yeah.
a lot of opportunities. But at the same time, if you had to get up and travel 18 miles to the studio, pay for studio time, make sure it was booked, you're going to think twice before you just do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The bathroom rappers is winning. You know what I'm saying?
The bathroom
Niggas
rappers.
got shit on the toilet, you know what I mean? And making hits these days, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you have to go to a real studio and book real times and deal with real engineers, and that might have been out your budget. The price tag of, I always say this in my interviews, dog. The price tag of music scared niggas away from trying to get involved with it. When you figured out it actually cost you to complete an album, you didn't want no smoke with this music shit. You
That's
was trying
real.
back to the track, you know what I mean, or whatever. Like niggas couldn't afford rap back in the days. I mean, a nigga can put $1,000 to the side, and he might have an album right now with Fruity Loop beats or whatever. You know, do 8 tracks, pay an engineer 60, 70 to mix them up, upload them to his distro kit, get a cat to do a cover for $50. Wasn't no $50 covers and $80 covers back in the day. Niggas was charging $2,500 for that cover.
Damn.
Yeah, that Shitty Crucifino album my brother did. We paid almost $3,000 for that.
Damn.
Just for the cover, bro.
Damn, that's a level of dedication right now.
Excuse me. Realism or Reality was the one we paid.
Realism
Reality. That was before Shitty Crucifino. That album cover was done by Funky Fat Graphics. It was a price tag.
I remember Funky Fat Graphics. Yeah.
That's why I met Master P at for the first time. And you know, I would run into people with likes of that, you know, in the event that, you know, we kept doing music and all the shit that we love to do, we would always see bump heads with hustlers. And that's another thing that motivated me, just being able to fuck with Dre and, you know what I mean, and the Jack being my brother, and you know what I mean, a lot of people I was on the road with and just got to have real conversations, you know, just as man, you know what I mean, sharing their energy with me or whatever. That shit sharpened my blades a lot.
Real shit. That's why I consider you. That's why I'm always hold you in high esteem, bro. I consider you a legend from our city. Like everything, because we've been talking here today, and I made sure I kind of brought out like the process of your journey and who you've been around, like who you've been able to rub shoulders with, like JDK. That's successful, bro. Like success is a personal journey.
Right.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with what somebody else did or or how somebody else views success.
Right.
In my opinion, you've been thoroughly successful. You know what I mean?
Right. And God is going to keep blessing me, bro, because I got a humble spirit, you know what I mean? And I'm willing to, I know how to work with people. I know how to accept things. I've learned how to accept being wrong and correct them wrongs, because that's all part of elevation. You know, if you're running around here with your ego on 100 and thinking you the nigga, I never wanted to be the king of the city or nothing like that. I just wanted to be JDK the underboss, you know, and I did a good job at doing that. That's why we able to sit down as men and have a manly conversation and understand each other from your walk of life and my walk of life. You know, and I love you for supporting, you know, everything I had going on for all them years and being a true listener of the music, because that's valuable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The people who have that energy that you have are the people that I actually display my music for. And I give them the best of me every time, bro. And my right hand of God, you know, this Friday, it's a blessing. So make sure y'all got y'all streams ready, y'all Spotify's, y'all Apples, y'all Vivo, because I'm on every digital platform and I work to deserve that. And whatever you got, you can listen to me on. It ain't no excuses. The album gonna pop up right then and there.
Yep. Now, just before we leave, give everybody a quick glimpse into the Research Junkie. Like, why the title? Like, what direction were you going in with this album? There we go.
That's the direction. I look at motivation every day, bro. Like I said, I really just need to go into my own bag and go into myself and step away from a lot of this fake shit that be going on or whatever out here, and just self-educate and do some research. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you got to think, bro, on some real life. You know what I'm saying? We in a world now where we dealing with like a war is going on. It's rap beefs going on. And people ain't making it home off the shit, off senseless violence. It's mass shootings, gang violence. You know what I'm saying? I mean, pretty much, you know, Black Lives Matter scenarios, COVID-19, and you know what I mean? And we seeing all of this shit plastered on CNN. So it was only right for me to research, the information I have and give you the best piece of me that I could possibly give you in the serious world that we living in. I ain't gonna waste time and give you no bullshit. We losing legends and people that have potential to be the best that they can every day. So I mean, I'm thoughtful about my actions. I want to say before we get out of here, for sure, I want to definitely say, shouts out to Airplay Beats. They produced the whole project. Sincerely, they brothers, La and Chi. I got some great people that's entertaining on this album as far as features. Ether 500 from the town. I got Ryder J. Clyde, Lil Swade, J. Ali, one of Sacramento's knockout R&B kings. You feel me out here? So it's a great project, bro. It's 10 songs. It's all brand new music. I want to say again, rest in peace to Street Knowledge.
Yeah, I just seen that. Yeah.
And again, like I couldn't stress it, enough. That's been on my shoulders and on my heart a lot. And I want to just give him his love that he deserved, and these interviews I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all run his catalog up and check him out. Great artist, connected to the Jack and connected to us, the Sac, connected to the town in Oakland. Like, I'm a real nigga, bro. I never forget the people that I ate with or people that I just sat down with and had real conversations with. That was my little bro. He always called me Big Bro, when he seen me. So, my heart goes out to him, his family, his kids, and everything. But as far as the research junkie, bro, like a lot of that pain that we go through, I put some of that up in there. I endured it with love. I put some in there for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? I put some in there for the radio. I try to just balance everything that's going on, bro. Do my research as a legend in the music. You know what I'm saying? And really give y'all the best I can give y'all. You feel me? And I feel like I did a great job. DJ Luke mixed and mastered the whole project. My guys produced it entirely. So I was in my zone, bro. I stepped out my element. I left the city to do the project, just to get away, just to kind of have some seclusion. And bro, I feel like I fulfilled this shit. I knocked it out the park, bro. Research this Friday, September 2nd, JDK DAUNDABOSS.
Definitely. So everybody, make sure y'all cop that album. If you haven't, just go and back and listen to the catalog. I have Tidal, like any streaming platform you own. If you go listen to his catalog, tap in with the brother. Everybody out there who enjoy good hip hop, this brother has been making music for a long time and it's quality. You feel me? So JDK, do me a favor, man. Tell everybody your social media handles. Like, where can they find you online?
You can find me on IG at JDK Needed Now. If you want to advertise with the Sac Report magazine, this is the 25th issue right here. You can hit us at Sac Report mag_mag, and it'll come right up. You know what I'm saying? You can contact me at everythingmags@gmail.com. That's everything mags, like magazine, MAGS @gmail.com. Run my shit up, bro. All my music is under JDK, the Underboss. 2 words. That's JDK. And then the Underboss, DAUNDABOSS. So if you Google that, on all the platforms, you're gonna see shit rising up. If y'all want to advertise in the magazine, again, like I said, make sure y'all tap in. We got a 26 issue gonna be up next. Bueno's gonna be featured on that. You know what I'm saying? So we got some surprises in the near future. I'm not gonna give y'all everything, but just follow me at JDK Needed Now on IG and all the updates. You can click the link in the bio and that'll take you to all my platforms. Again, I got a Vivo channel with some great music videos on there. I got over 4 albums available now that you might not have heard. Research, The Extremists, New Agenda, Inside the Underboss, Last Boss Respected. Great music. You know what I mean? All of that shit is available right now. Slap it in the trunk, man, and get a bar of this real shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Definitely. Well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. And this is what this is about, man. This brother is my friend, but it's really about highlighting talented, motivated, encouraging people, because that's what we all need. We be on social media looking at all the bullshit. We got such a, like he talking about with the album, we got such an influx of bullshit no matter where you look. When we actually need positive energy, y'all. We actually need to be motivated and moving forward, especially when you Black in America. So much shit we got to deal with. You got to step outside of that and think about your family. Think about 50 years from now. The brother been talking about his legacy, and look, all you got is your legacy. People talk about people live forever, whatever you believe in, cool. But I think it's based on what you did when you was here.
Right.
Long as you did what you were supposed to do when you was here, you definitely gonna live forever, man. So this is your brother Harrison, the Melanated Convo podcast. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. Go to the new website, melanatedconvo.com, where you can find all the episodes. You can find the information about history I post, all the news stories. My IG is Melanated Convo 100. You can find the clips of the show there. YouTube is the Melanated Convo. We're gonna keep bringing you these conversations, family. This is your brother Harrison, my brother JDK, man. We out.